up the variation, up the difficulty. Otherwise, you're going to plateau. Because it's supposed to be, no one does this, alright, by the way, guys, no one does this, but it's supposed to be about 3 seconds. Yo, what's going on, guys? Rhys here from Modern Lifting with the Modern Lifting Podcast. Conversations about calisthenics, bodyweight training, gymnastics, all that good stuff. I'm Rhys, personal trainer from the UK and founder of modernlifting.com, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the difference between high and low reps and how that affects your training, alright? I was talking to this guy and he was like, I do 16 pull-ups, and I said don't. Basically I said, what are you doing 16 reps of pull-ups for? Like, what a waste of time. Okay, so there are cases where that actually is all right, like you're working on your endurance or whatever, but I was just like, don't bother. Don't worry about, like, that's twice the amount you should be doing. Just relax. Okay, I mean, cool, that's a good PB, you know, that's a good number, you know, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be working up to 20 or something, it's a bad goal to have, but I'm saying that is going to be moving the needle forward in some respects, but why waste your time? Yeah, why waste your time? You're working on your strength, you're working on building that muscle. No, 16's too much. It's too much, all right? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, like, high reps is endurance, okay? And this is the rule. High reps tends to be more endurance training. Lower reps tends to be like maximal strength, like power, you know. So 10 is about the kind of sweet spot, really, that 8 to 12 range, really, which is why 10 it just tends to be the like arbitrary rep count, you know, like 3 sets of 10 or whatever, 2 sets of 10, 10 reps of each, or what, you know, and 10's just a nice easy number to remember and to think and to count, all right? So it works well. Yeah, but 16's too much. 16's pushing that endurance range, and really it's just wearing you out a bit, you know. And like, if you're working on your strength, if you're working on building that power, you know, then really you want to be hitting your 10, maybe you want to be hitting your 8, certainly, but 12 is pushing the limit. Yeah, anything lower is going to help much more. Yeah, if you're only doing like 5 reps or something, like that is going to do a lot for you, but you're going to get pretty quick, and so then you're not going to be able to do much more. Yeah, if you're only going to be able to do 4 reps or something, 5 reps or something, really you should just take it back a step, work on your 10 of something easier, or instead complete the set with a progression. So instead of just like only doing 5, like whatever it is, finish off to 10 or finish off to 8 with the next level down. So say you're doing pull-ups, yeah, so you can do 5 pull-ups, but does that mean you stop at 5? No. Instead, complete the set with your progression. So say you do your 5 pull-ups, just your best ones as good as you can, and then you finish them off with negatives. So you finish up to 10 or up to 8, 10's better, finish up to 10 with your negatives. So you do 5 negatives then, yeah? And that means you're hitting your rep count and you're using, like, you're doing the full range of motion with the negative as well. So it's not like mini reps or like isometrics or whatever. You're using the full range of motion with your negative. You're just only resisting. Yeah, so you're just trying to not drop to the ground. That's all you're doing. You're just resisting it. Yeah, which means the reps are much easier for you to do. It's not like loads of effort or anything. And so your energy doesn't really matter as much because you've just rinsed yourself out for a start doing 5 pulls. And yeah, now all you've got to do is just jump and hold on for dear life. So yeah, guys, just a hard and fast rule. Now, I know with the 100 push-up challenge, it's like 20 reps, all right? But that is extreme, especially when we're doing higher level skills. Yeah, that is an extreme number, like doing 20 reps of stuff. Like with a lower level exercise, like push-ups, it's not such a big deal. But if you're doing, like, when it gets to the kind of more extreme end of the spectrum, like this kind of point in the year where we're doing much harder push-up variations and stuff, it is almost too much, you know? But we've also been doing it all year. We've been working towards it, you know, building up. So it's not so intense. But earlier in the year, yeah, if you were told to do 3 tuck planche push-ups, you would have probably struggled. If you've been keeping up the 100 push-up challenge, then your tuck planche push-ups you'd have probably struggled. Yeah, it won't be long before we're doing 20 tuck planche push-ups. They're hard, but we're almost in a state where we can do them because every week we've been doing 20s and 20s and 20s and 20s. So that stamina in the push movement is like kind of there. But, you know, like I say, that takes the progression, all right? So the 20s can happen, but don't think about 20s. Yeah, that's just a training challenge for just general strength training. You're gonna be doing lower rep counts. Yeah, and that's good. That's a good thing. Don't stress. Oh, well, I really wanted to do 20s, but nah, just do 10s. It's okay. So it'll actually give you better results. All right, and the reason for this is because you can progress better. You can progress faster. Yeah, so you can get better faster. All right. What if you're doing your 10 pulls and you can do 16? Like, just do it the next variation. Do a harder variation. Do 10. Yeah, do wide pulls. Do close grip pulls. Do L-sit pulls, do typewriters, I don't know, just mix grip it. Do commando pulls, 10 commandos. Yeah, commandos are the ones where your hands are, it's like you're under the bar, like linear instead of like 90 degrees. It's hard to explain, but you basically pull up either side of your head. So you go left to right, switch grip left to right, okay? Yeah, that's commando pulls. So, instead of just doing the same stuff for higher reps, progress. That's the reason. That's what calisthenics is. It's progressive training. You wouldn't be doing 16 reps of your weights, would you? If you're doing your bench press, you're gonna work to 10, and you're gonna do your 10s until you're competent, and then you're gonna add more weight. That's how it works. So get to your 10, get competent. Once you're competent at 10, up the variation, up the difficulty. Otherwise, you're going to plateau. Yeah, you might see slightly better results when you achieve your 16. You know, when you're working for your PB, but it's not. You'll end up plateauing because you're not pushing your body enough in the right way to get the results that you're looking for. All right, guys. I think it's just a short one today, but that's literally it. I mean, there's not really much more to say. You don't want to be doing loads and loads of reps, high reps. You want to be doing loads of variations, different variations. Push the limits, yeah, and get stronger, all right? As you get better, you can start working on those rep counts, you know, but focus on building the strength, you know, and actually, to be honest, getting to that level, doing 16 pulls is pretty impressive. But if he's doing 16 pulls, shouldn't he just be doing muscle-ups? Nah. What would you prefer to be doing? I wouldn't want to be doing 16 pulls. I'd prefer to do 8 arches or 10 arches than 16 neutral pulls, you know? And if I was doing 16 neutral pulls, I'd have my eyes on that muscle up. I'd be doing 8 pulls so high that I'd just pop over the bar accidentally. And I'd just end up there and wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd be like, ah! It doesn't need to, like, I'm not having to go at anyone or anything like that. Like, you might want to build your endurance. There's nothing wrong with building that endurance. But if you're trying to learn certain skills like this guy was, then, like, forget about your 16. Just focus on achieving the strength results for your skills. Yeah, so when you're doing your stuff, just hit your 10. It's much easier to remember what 10 is, you know? It just is a much better number. So just be satisfied with your 10, like that's a good number, and then up the scale, up the difficulty, because that's what's going to get you the real results. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. So yeah, sorry about a little short one, but there's only so much you can say about high and low reps, you know, and that's it. Oh, with isometrics, it's slightly different, isn't it? With isometrics, it's actually completely different because there's not a dynamic movement, you're not moving, you're holding still. So how do you count them? You count in time, obviously, but like at what are your counts? I think the first one is like your gymnastics, level of competency, which is like 2 seconds. But really that isn't good enough. You want to be good, you want to have a good 5 seconds or something. And then if you ask me, you want to work up to a 10 seconds. And then when people get super extreme with like some of the Cali stuff, like learning the levers, people recommend like 30-second holds. 30-second holds. That's a long time. That is a long time. But your reps, your rep count is actually based on that kind of metric, yeah, which a lot of people don't know. Yeah, the reason the rep counts are what they are isn't because it's an easy number to remember, it's because it's based on the amount of time it takes to do that exercise, yeah, which tends to be about 3 seconds, quote unquote, 3 seconds for a dynamic rep. Because it's supposed to be, no one does this, all right, by the way, guys, no one does this, but it's supposed to be about 3 seconds. Yeah, 1 on the concentric, 2 on the eccentric. Yeah, so for a pull-up, that is 1 second pulling up and then 2 seconds coming down. All right, or 1.5 coming down with a pause on either end or whatever, you know, it's basically a 3 second rep. Same with your dips, same with your push-ups, same with your leg raises. And actually, what you'll probably realize is a lot of them are quite close to 3 seconds. If you're not kipping, it probably does take quite a while for you to do a rep. You know, you don't realize it does that. Yeah, but if you're actually controlling the movement and not just going rushing through it, then your set of 10s takes about 30 seconds. So maybe a 30-second hold isn't such a bad metric either. Yeah, because they're equal, aren't they? That's the same. Your reps simulate that time under tension of 30 seconds, you know. But what you're doing is you're spreading that tension over the whole range of motion. Whereas with the isometric, with the hold, you're just maintaining that position. It's static, yeah, for the 30-second duration. And 30 seconds is a long time to hold something. Yeah, it really is. Okay, so you got to work on your breathing, but if you can breathe, then really it's just about your grit, you know. And if you can't do it, then that's all right. If you can do your 10 seconds, like, that's a big jump as well. Don't think you just go from 10 to 30. But like, some lower level stuff is basically like a 10-second to a 30-second jump. Think like hanging L-sits, like hanging half lever. But when it comes to like lever, higher level levers, like front lever, back lever, like planches and stuff, like a 30-second hold is a beastly hold. And that's some serious skill. And it's something to work towards as well, guys. So aim for that 30 seconds. All right, start with 2, start with 5, start with 10, but work for something. Or find an exercise, find a progression you can do your 30 seconds for, just to help build that endurance, you know, that stamina, that strength in that position. All right, guys, right, it actually is the end of the episode now. So that's it for this episode. Yeah, as always, if you like what you heard, give us a like, a subscribe, an honest 5-star rating and review, wink wink. And if you have any questions or comments, reach out to me at More Than Lifting everywhere. Best place is just a DM on Instagram, we'll have a chat. Yeah, otherwise, guys, beta access is still open and it will be for a little bit longer. The handstand program's coming out in a week or so, and yeah, I look forward to getting that in front of some guys and getting some handstand results. Nothing to do with this podcast at all, as it happens. Yeah, guys, that's it. All right, as always, keep in touch with yourselves, share this with your mates, training partners, and other people you know who want to learn about calisthenics. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, I'll see you then.